What did this new moon in Scorpio on November 4th, 2021 mean for us? New moon, a new start is coming. There's a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It's totally positive and suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed, and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way, be that on a new or a better course, or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles, and you're moving into a new cycle now. This is a time to wipe the slate clean. If the situation you asked about has become toxic, either that will clear up now or something totally new and fresh is on its way. New moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. This card suggests a rebirth. Think of your situation as the phoenix that's rising from the ashes, as the birth, death, rebirth paradigm. That's what Scorpio energy is all about. Whatever you've been through, there's a new start ahead. It might be a little dark. It almost certainly won't be rainbows and unicorns, but it will be deep and transforming. This card also suggests that if you know you are magical, then this is the time to work your magic. It can also herald the new start of a 6-year time. If you've been experiencing something of a drought, and emotional intimacy is also on the menu. Scorpio is a sign that likes to go deep into body, mind, and spirit. So when this card comes up, there's nothing superficial about what's coming your way. Hold your vision. Fixed moon. There are two main possibilities with this card. The first is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation you're in. The second, very different interpretation, is that something is stuck. That could well be referring to the situation you're asking about. If that's the case, have to think about what you can do to grease the wheels so the events move forward. Are you being stubborn? If so, that's great. Because if you really want things to change, there's a solution. Stop digging your heels in. Be the one to break a deadlock. With two interpretations for this card, it's up to you to decide what's going on and which meanings apply to you. This offers up a chance for some self-reflection. Queen of the Moon message for this new moon in Scorpio. This November 4th, 2021. Pleasure. Pleasure. Are you taking life too intensively or too seriously? The time has come to call on the pleasure of life. Seek light-heartedness at this time. Focus on what would make you happy. Schedule in activities you find pleasurable. I open myself to the pleasures of life. In our search for a better life, something happened along the way. We forgot how to find real pleasure in what we do rather than just being diverted from the everyday. Life can be overwhelming, and our rational minds seem to need every available minute of our time to be able to cope with its demands. Pleasure is taking the back seat, or there is a pattern of it now forming destructive tendencies such as binge drinking rather than simply having a wine or two with friends. A big part of pleasure is letting go. This does not mean surrendering or giving up. It simply means handing over all of our administration, stress, and worries for a time and immersing ourselves in something joyful. When we don't allow ourselves to experience pleasure, whether in the form of laughter, play, sensuality, or the development of skills, we remain less than whole and feel wanting. No fun actually makes us dull indeed. Over time, we are much less effective in our emotional and work lives if we do not experience regular doses of pleasure. Our ancient ancestors knew the importance of pleasure in the forming of a healthy mind, body, and spirit. There were gods and goddesses dedicated to happiness and the pleasures of life, such as the Egyptian goddess Hathor. The temples of Hathor were joyful places full of songs and beauty. There were even small temples placed in her honor outside other major deities' temples so that people could be in a happy and contented mental mood before entering to worship. The Egyptians clearly believed that having a positive or relaxed state of mind assisted in having a positive spiritual connection. Companion stone or metal is turquoise. Wisdom of the House of Night message for this new moon in Scorpio, November 4th, 2021. Deceit. When you choose the symbol of deceit, be very careful about your motive in making your choices. In the House of Night, there is one who has betrayed herself and all those who looked up to her. I am also warning you that someone may be stabbing you in the back. Regardless of the circumstances of your question, I warn you about deceit. There will be a price to pay for betrayal in all forms. Only you know how much it will cost. That said, although the energy of betrayal can be seductive, I am stronger. You are forewarned. Mausoleum message for this new moon in Scorpio, November 4th, 2021. The Exile, Forsaken Soldier. The Exile, Forsaken Soldier. The Exile is a lost, broken figure, haunted by dim memories of former victories. Once he was glorious, supreme commander, leader of soldiers, and a feared warlord. Now he is a rootless wanderer, unable to fully grasp who he was, and unable to understand what he could become. The Exile represents someone who has failed in spite of their cleverness, skills, or strategic abilities, and who cannot understand why they have failed. It is a sign that the answers one seeks cannot be found within oneself, unless one accepts the reality of one's situation. Domains are strategy, failure, and trauma. Divination of the Ancients message for this new moon in Scorpio, November 4th, 2021. For, what is that? Phrenology? Certainty? Phrenology, certainty. If your days are filled with aimless activity and your head is filled with pointless internal chatter and inconsistent plans, stop a while and turn down the volume. When you give in to rest and silence, you are more likely to hear the information your guides are trying to give you. As you try to ascertain what you should or should not do, use your own head rather than accepting the first piece of advice you're given. Think logically, as it's time to rely on good, old-fashioned common sense. Stability in your life is required, so make concrete plans, seek expert advice, and research carefully what you need to know to be certain about your next move. If you do so, the outcome will be successful, without a doubt. The chatter in my mind's a din, so I'll meditate, journey in. Surrender to silence and listen well, to guides who wait with truth to tell. Practice meditation to quiet your mind. Prayer will help you to know. Retreat. Monitor your thoughts carefully. Listen to your guides. Don't dive straight into a situation. Make sure you are certain of all the facts. Certainty will prevail. Hippocrates and his followers inaugurated major changes in understanding people's behavior and personality by reading their heads. During the Victorian age or era, many physicians also practiced phrenology, defining people's characteristics and knowledge by reading the bumps, shape, and size of their heads. Alright, let's get some answers and guidance here further from the tarot deck. Shuffle a couple times before I get into it here. I feel like this one's going to be really good shuffling here. Man, this is a kind of a continuation from the last full moon. I feel like both sides are being played. Like historically, that's how it's always been. With any confrontation, global confrontation, especially from the world wars. You know your history about World War I or World War II. There's always been these middlemen who are playing both sides. and, profiting and trying to guide the way the world was going to go from after and during those conflicts or those big issues. I feel like obviously what we're dealing with is global on many different angles and aspects of our lives here. So, because we got a message saying pleasure, right? Like, what? Pleasure in a time like this? But then we have phrenology, like, the definition of Corona is crown, like, the beer. Corona, drink a Corona, okay? And you see those commercials on the beach with Snoop Dogg and the other musicians, trying to enjoy life, pleasure, right? And like being generous and having enough to share with everyone. Just like a vacation. I don't know what that says about everybody because, there's a lot of people who are like freaking out and they're over there showing you having a good time on the beach with all their millions of dollars they got, right? While the rest of us are struggling to figure out what to do. I don't know. Because deceit right there, right? Deceit. The exile, forsaken soldier. It's like, it's all in our heads. And we need to analyze our heads, our minds, our brains, our crown chakra, our third eye, our minds, okay? We need to figure out what's going on with each of us. Is it really as it seems, or are we being deceived? Alright, let's get this first card here. Princess of Wands in reverse. There was reference of sexuality too with Scorpio and stuff. I don't know if you see what I see, but a wand in between an open blouse there. But to me, this is a minority figure of color. But I think she's mixed, right? I don't think she's just one race particular. If you know your history, most people are of mixed races. There's not many, unless you go to specific parts of the world, you're not going to find purebreds. She's got the pyramid upside down here on her necklace. But if she's upside down, because the princess is a young, compassionate, but she's not sure about what she wants to be compassionate about because it's in reverse. She's not truly within her burning passion of who she really is. Kind of like the exile forsaken soldier here, potentially deceiving herself. She does want some pleasure, but she's having a hard time with these, and she's not analyzing her mind. Let's keep going here. The reason I brought up minority is because I feel like most Caucasian people have made their decision on which side of the fence they're going to be. Three of Swords in reverse. Society, secret societies I see there. Doing their rituals at night. But they're upside down too as well with the princess here. And her minority figure here. I think they believe, like what the card of deceit was talking about from the Wisdom of the Night. Or the House of Night. I think this is exact prime example. I think this is more here, specifically. But correlating with all of it. People are not the world goddess energy here, divine feminine. You know, she likes to work in mysterious ways, right? She shines down the light from what she sees. She tends to generate blessings in disguises. You got Taurus and Leo there. You got the Raven. Nevermore. You got Cosmos. You got the Yin Yang here. So there's definitely a balance of the forces here right now. The Chariot. Okay. I think it's just more of the same, but I think we're obviously just charging full speed ahead on whatever we're feeling. Like the world is charging full speed ahead at what we're dealing with. I think this might lead into some kind of obstruction here. There's a stick. This horse may trip over it, or may step on it, and it stabs, this little pokey part stabs it right in the hoof. And it panics, and then the whole chariot just, you know. I don't know if that's very symbolic to what I'm just saying, the stab. The jab, stab. The horse gets jabbed, the white horse is getting jabbed, the black horse is just pulling full speed ahead. They need to work together, and they're not. The yin-yang is not in balance, maybe, or about to be out of balance, potentially. Ace of Swords, things are going to get cut. The light is going to shine. Things are going to get cut. One way or another. This does give us hope. Okay? There's a sword over here, 3 swords. These swords are pointing up as well. So you have 4 swords total. And the 4 swords is about putting our swords down and coming together and working together. And not being at each other's throats. But we'll see if the 4 swords comes up. Definitely feel like we need to continue though, this reading. Prince of Cups. Interesting. There's the Scorpio. So you have Taurus, Leo, Cancer, Scorpio. You have the serpent here, who is feeding off the light while we're in the dark. There is emotions of how do I present that, man? Because he's young, right? But he's stern in his look. That's what I'm trying to say. He's nice. He's well dressed. He's a classic. He knows. He's got compassion. He understands. Does he have respect? The Ace of Swords is next to him, but then he has these things hovering above him. Still correlates with the phrenology. I don't think it's quite clear yet. The Magician it's dark, okay? But there is light coming down from the hierarchy of the cosmos. But the hierarchy of the cosmos is balanced in a way that no matter which way you turn the triangle, it's, whether you see it from over here or over there, whatever way you look at the triangle, it's equal on all sides, okay? Now, our pyramids were meant to be equal, but if you look at them now, they're all devastated. They're all worn away. So that is very symbolic to, Illuminati pyramids or global pyramid structures. It's definitely not balanced on all sides. Definitely say that. And there are those who are in those control grids or societies, and they're like, hey, wait a second, this isn't balanced out. We are definitely on the precipice of Illuminati people or secret societies or UN or global councils and stuff. You can see it in the nations. They're like, China, Russia was like, I ain't going to no UN. You guys are crazy. China's like, hey, we did what we had to do. We got it figured out. We have no reason to go into UN. Russia's like, hey, we got it figured out. I know what my people there want. They ain't taking no jab. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there's definitely an imbalance going on here. And the cosmos and the universe is shining the true balance of, like, equal shares of all the symbols here, the cups. One cup, one sword, one pinnacle, one wand, okay? There's not 2 wands, 5 pinnacles, 3 swords, and 1 cup. It's one of each. It's a balance. And you have the blossoming flowers, nice, it's beautiful, and the burning fire, passion, doing the alchemical process, making it all work. But unfortunately, it's hidden beneath. It's not on your mainstream. It's underneath here. Four of Cups in reverse. Interesting. So we didn't get the Four of Swords, but we got the Four of Cups in reverse. Upright, they would be, sitting there contemplating about sorrow, not looking at your emotions appropriately. But it's in reverse. So your emotions are drowning you. Or drowning some. Or actually, I think they're drowning almost everybody. Except for those millionaires who are walking the beach giving coronas out. They think they got it all figured out. But I still see the deceit up there. But they don't realize they're being lied to. Maybe they do and they don't care. 3 of Pentacles. There's something being worked here. Building up. Now, whether or not it actually happens, though, that's another question. Because this dude looks like he could be potentially falling off the ladder. And this guy could be uplifting something too heavy for himself. Somebody's trying to help him, but can he reach? Can they pass the brick to continue building what they're building? Very unstable circumstance I'm seeing there. As you remember what I was talking about with the magician? The High Priestess in reverse. She understands the Alpha to the Omega usually, but she's not quite seeing it right now. It's the world over here and the magician. Yeah, the yin yang, the forces are not being in harmoniously balanced, even though the divine feminine is trying. She's trying very hard. And she can't help but have this look on her face because that's who she is. That's what the beautiful divine feminine is. You see what I'm saying? That's just who she is. She can't help it. But to just try to see the best in everything, even when it's really dark. But those who are aligned, people who are aligned, High Priestess, the females, I kind of want to put it up here with the Priestess of Wands as well. I should actually. That's actually more accurate, I think. Yeah, that's more balanced and correct. What the universe is saying. Man. there's definitely no matter if you're left or right or whatever your beliefs are or whatever, there's definitely a split between the men and women energy. Whatever you identify as, it's up to you. Oh, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We are our values. Oh man, our values. Oh wait, no, this could be over here with the exile, the warrior. Our values, finances, of course, as well, right? Those stimulus payments are about to run out. They're about to, in January, make us start paying for our student loans again. The mandate is going to be enforced in January as well. And then it's a very bad economic situation, no matter what side you're on, because the lack of employees puts a burden on those who are working, and then their finances will dwindle, and they'll stop buying stuff as much as they used to, and then you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just a downward spiral from there. And this is very 6 energy. 6 is a downward spiral. 9 is an upward spiral. But like a roller coaster, if you count 3, 6, 9, it goes up and down or down and up. That's called the business, or I think it's called business cycle in business. It's part of the market. That's how it is. So definitely economics. Oh, 9 of Swords. Ooh. Swords are going to be thrown. And it's part of the, the Scorpio, the death card too, which I'm surprised hasn't shown up yet. I think we're almost done here. Temperance. Okay. The flooding of emotions and whatever is going on, it seems like a flood of all aspects of our lives. Medical, financial. Remember, Aquarius, this is definitely washing away. Oh man, this is going to be very tough, but very Ace of Swords there. The Ace of Swords has a lot of turmoil. We don't know what's going to happen. We're trying to build something here, but we don't. I don't think people are actually realizing how they have to work together, put their money together. You don't see Ace of Pentacles in reverse here. This is going to cause a reversal of a new, but it's going to be just a death of economics. It's very bad circumstance. But you better be prepared. That's all I'm going to say. You better be prepared. Seriously. Food. Some way of getting water. For some reason you can't get water. Clean water. Supplements of some kind, just in case, like, zinc, vitamin C. For some reason you can't get medical because of whatever, the hospital's closed, or you can't get through the lines because it's starting to be like everybody's trying to get medical help, or there's not enough whatever. It's gonna be, woo, buddy. Thought it was bad now. I think this is the calm before the storm. And I've been saying that for like 6 weeks now. It's the calm before the storm. When things get quiet, things are going to get really bad. Eight of Wands in reverse. The news is not coming through. It is not coming through. Wait. This is kind of like Chariot. Prince here. Cups. Energy. I mean, I could put it over here. Yeah, there's a lot unknown. A lot unknown. Whew. Definitely scary. Come on, come to a conclusion, deck. Come to a conclusion, universe, cosmos. Tell us. I think this is it. This is the conclusion. Five of Swords in reverse. Just continuation there. Definitely one-sided here on this side. If you're looking at it from my angle, this is my right hand, this is my left hand, so I don't know. I think this is where we're at, and this is where we're going to be. One more card? Alright, one more card. That's it, though. One more card, that's it. What do we got for us? The Five of Swords is not. It's like Seven of Cups. Look at that. Bow. You will be bowing. Right? I mean, those who succumb will be bowing, and those who didn't will be loved and left in the dark. Though there will be a Lover's card there, and it'll be dark for them. Oh man. I mean, yeah, let's put it up there. This is gonna be tough. They say November to remember. Because the Scorpio is a fixed sign, right? We need to fix how we think. That there are those who are going to go along with the globalizing Great Reset, and they'll be bowing. They'll be the new slavery to the system, the technical age, the AI, the technocracy. And then those who will not go along with that and are the Great Awakening are so stubborn in how they work together. Everybody's out for themselves and telling you, oh, you better prepare, instead of coming together, building a community, like a real life, like physical land and, an actual place. We're all scattered everywhere. I mean, not just me. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll figure it out when the time comes. That's the kind of person I am. I don't jump to conclusions right away. I try to be phrenology right here, right? I realize deceit, but I also have pleasure while I'm doing it. I also feel very forsaken soldier kind of person, right? But I guess for me, death is not like, oh my God, I can't die. It's like, it's not. I can't control whether or not. I feel like however I'm destined to end this life, is already set in stone, and I'm just walking towards that path, right? I try to live life like I will never die, but at the same time, it's like being the yin yang balance, understanding that there's only so much you can control. You can't control every aspect of your life. The choices you think you will make, may not be actually the real choices you do make when the time comes. When push comes to shove, I'm going to try to hold out as long as I can for whatever I believe in. You know what I mean? And I will try to help shape the future. This may change. This isn't set in stone. This is just a foresight, and it could always change. But as of right now, that's why I walked the way I do, is because I could change this potentially, right? I believe in the potential to change anything. But there are things also outside of my control, the yin yang, okay? I can't control everything. So that's why I'm like, I'm not going to, I have a decision I would make right now if something crazy happened right now. But 3 months, 6 months, a year, I don't know exactly. I have an idea. I have a belief, I think. But, you know, it just depends. Depends on the circumstance. Depends on what happens from now until then, right? What kinds of things, what kind of people, I can put out the universe. Hey, if this is what it needs to be done, then put this in my way and put these things to assist me. If not, then I unfortunately have to do what I got to do. Like I said, there are those who need to realize that if they really want to stand up against the global system in a true awakening, they need to start building stuff. Physical, not, hoarding for themselves and preparing for this storm like somehow they're going to magically make it through without us coming together. Like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. We have to come together and build something. Otherwise, we might as well just give in and forfeit the fight. Okay? And that was the reading for this new moon in Scorpio, November 4th, 2021.